We're joined by Thane Rosenbaum and Amir Benno joining us also. Amir, I'll start with you. I think a lot of people look at this, and this is a concern that they have. Is this the kind of person that's going to assess things the way the average American looks and wants all courts operating, and that is for justice, especially for the victim that nowadays his or her voice doesn't seem to be heard?
Well, good afternoon to both of you. It's hard to say. We're looking at this somewhat in a vacuum because we don't have all of the evidence of these specific cases. We get guidelines range from the Sentencing Commission that has to do with the kind of offense and the criminal history of the defendant. And the judge is correct that gives you a range. And the government, the prosecution, typically recommends towards the top of that range. Many judges will sentence towards the bottom, but the judges aren't required even to stay in that range. If they want to go upwards of the range or beneath the range, they just have to explain the reasons. And there could be specific reasons in any one of these cases, given the age of the defendant. Maybe it was a kid or something else.
But Amir, she said all of these cases were the most egregious that she had seen. And then in 100% of these cases, she doesn't just do the lower end of the federal standard, she goes below it. In 47.2% of the cases, like the one we were just mentioning, prosecutors had asked for 24, she goes to 3, but yet says it's one of the most egregious she had seen.
Right, Heather. And so what I'm saying, and again, I'm not trying to defend the judge, but I'm just trying to explain the system where these offenses, just by dint of what they are egregious. They're awful offenses, and nobody's arguing otherwise. I mean, just to play the devil's advocate, I think to say, maybe this is a bit charitable to her, but she's saying that the offense itself is egregious, but we're looking at sentencing the offender. And the specific offender might have compelling circumstances in that particular case that warranted a downward departure. Did it warrant a downward departure in that percentage of the number of cases?
Yeah. 100% of the cases, it seems like it was way below. Yeah. Also, she made a distinction, apparently, she makes a distinction between child pornographers and pedophiles. And to the average person, Thane, I don't care. I really don't want to get to know. I just think people want justice more than anything else. And they wonder whether, we understand it's not a trial court. And in 99% of the cases, that's not what the Supreme Court does. But how does this affect how people will perceive justice being served on the court?
She even went so far as to call it looking behavior or collecting behavior.
Yeah, again, the average person thing, that she's looking for some reason to give him a lighter sentence almost.
So let me just explain what she's doing. It's very legalistic, and of course people that didn't go to law school hate this, and they should be right. What she's saying is the statute's really about the people who produce porn for child pornography. She's saying that the statute, from her perspective, is there to punish the producers of pornography, not the consumers of pornography. And she's saying, well, in the age of the internet, it's very easy to download a lot of pornography. So should we punish the person who has a big appetite for child pornography as much as we should punish the one who produced it? Now, Bob, your point is yes, because the person who's also consuming this pornography is also increasing the market for it and making it more available to everyone else and incentivizing more producers. So I suspect that that's what some of our audience might be thinking. What's really
like a drug dealer? Like a drug dealer.
Well, she's saying, I think the internet makes it too easy to download, so I'm not going to punish you so much, and you seem like a nice guy. And I think that a lot of people are going to say, I don't think if you have that much child pornography on your home computer, I'm not so sure you're a nice guy, and I'm not so sure you have the compelling life story that would make me provide such a very significant downward departure in the sentence.
I think a lot of people, including the Watch Our Network, are not going to be happy with her answer. I don't feel that it's going to be sufficient for a lot of folks, and I expect that Senator Blackburn tonight.
I think it's a very dangerous answer. When you talk about, collecting child pornography, you wait until you cross over and become, a predator. I don't understand that.
I don't think this will satisfy a lot of people. So Amir Benno, Thane Rosenbaum, thank you both for being with us. We appreciate it.